Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers, Facebookians. Welcome to another edition of Mary Sky Rita Lee's video blog. I'm Mary Sky. We're going to be talking about inflation tonight. We're going to be talking about Roe versus Wade tonight. We're going to talk about other topics that's going to be very interesting discussion for Sunday night. So, Chloe's going to be shipping out soon again. Chloe got in the background. I'm trying to get me a teacup. I guess I'm going to have to make this as my teacup. Apparently my wine glass is misplaced again. Okay. My teacup tonight's going to be this. So I will be using this. By the way, my husband, if you guys didn't know, bought me this little tray for sloshing coffee on. I don't know what happened to it, but eventually I'm going to have to ask Chloe to go find it for me because it's like a silver tea platter tray type thing. So, anyways, you guys here tonight. I know Miss Wilson. I got to get her name right. Miss Wilson, I think it is. Great. The chair did this again. You know, I keep wanting to fucking tell Chloe to fucking fix this thing. Keeps accumulating fucking hairballs, and I keep fucking seeing the damn thing pop off. I'm going to have Chloe super strength fix it eventually. There. As long as it keeps popping off 3-4 times a day, I'm going to have to fix it. So, with no comments so far today, I'm preparing my spreadsheet work. Now, Chloe knows this already because we're about halfway through it, but with the no comments, it's pretty well a blessed day. And by the way, my phone and my tablet thing isn't near me, so I don't want to answer any comments. Yeah, so, for text messaging and so forth. So, as I'm preparing the spreadsheets, I want to say to you all, good morning or good evening. And first of all, I want to talk about inflation. Now, I know Pee-wee, of course, gave me a thing, and I'm worried about her son, by the way. I won't go into details, personal issue, but Pee-wee's got my prayers. So, let me tell you what I want to talk about here. Now, I'm looking over the grocery store, okay? They're charging $4 minimum for tea. Tea, by the way. Let's look at these teas. Chloe says there's 22 bucks to a bag. Yeah, well, the thing is I don't care if there's 20 tea bags to a tea bag box. What I want to know is where the frick the thing's made from. You see, if you're going to be paying that kind of price for tea, better make sure your tea is made in a tea country. This is non-GMO. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't say. So apparently you can buy store stuff, but it doesn't say where they're coming from. So they're basically, Portland. So I'm buying Portland tea for $3.99. You see that? I thought these So apparently, if you look at all this, it's blended packed by Portland. Okay. So we're supporting a Portland tea company. So apparently, the owner of the grocery store decided he wanted a local tea company like Stash. No wonder why we're paying so much. All right, so let's go down the list. Garlic bread, $4.79 each. $4.79 each. Yeah, I'm not feeling too well today. I'm kind of overheating, so I think maybe I woke up to an overheating thing. I mean, I could probably walk outside and get a fresh breath of fresh air, and the cold air will just hit me just perfectly. But currently, it's almost 60 degrees, so I'm assuming someone downstairs or upstairs or whatever is running their heaters. I was in my office earlier, and it felt pretty damn good. Try to keep the heat out of it. So, let's just talk about this. So, garlic sticks, okay? So, apparently, what they call garlic bread is called garlic sticks. Let me see this. So, apparently, we got breadsticks with real garlic, see? More breadsticks. Let's just say $4 plus. So, it's like, what was it? $4.79 or something on the receipt. I mean, look. $4.79 for 6 of these. There's a problem, okay? Now, you guys are probably wondering, well, what's the discussion on inflation? That's the thing. You got to look at your receipts every time and ask yourself, what are you paying for? I mean, look. Garlic sticks, yeah, okay. Tea, $4. They refunded us 5 cents for the bag refund. And then look at the Chloe's receipt was 2 cookies, $6.98, a loaf of bread, $6.39. A loaf of bread, $6.39. So 2 loaves of bread to almost $7. And they claim there's a food problem. My family, they're like, oh, well, we're going to basically vote. Everyone's not going to give a shit about, my family was talking about that the other day. And, you keep reading the newspapers and they keep fueling it because they're going to win. You're going to see a big wave happening. And me and Pee Wee were talking about that somewhat today. Look at that. So this is for club sandwiches for the next few days. See, we got to basically stretch out things. So Chloe's got her own bacon, by the way, but still, the problem is we as in people have to submit to these pricings. I mean, look, Pee Wee said we're going to basically be starting to scrounge around for food, So Chloe only had to pay $1 and something, $2 and something after food. She used her food cards for her side, which is good. But no, the point is look at the picture. Big picture is the taxpayers are freaking hurting, And then they say to me, oh, you need to make a difference. I am. I'm on YouTube. I'm giving you guys advice. But you guys don't like my advice. All you guys want to do is complain about the world hurts and you're hurting with the world due to the fact the world's hurting because you can't handle the fact that the world's hurting due to the fact that you are upset about that the price of stuff is going through the roof. Let me put it this way. I love my cousin dearly. I was talking to Pee Wee, on a couple of cool, awesome ideas. And, Pee Wee is having some health concerns. I won't go into details, but I will say her prayers and her family's prayers. Problem is, Pee Wee was completely right on what she said to me, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to keep going with my spreadsheets and to discuss with you the topic of the day, which is why, And the answer is, and not good. Because Americans out there need to realize that, as Pee Wee said, I love Pee Wee, by the way. Pee Wee's awesome. She said, she's probably blushing by now. But, the thing is, she sent me a picture of her in her 20s. Real cutie. And, I sent Pee Wee pictures of me, and she's like, oh, well, you were a cutie pie in your younger days. Yeah, well, I wasn't meant to be who I would, what my mom chose me to be. But Pee Wee and I, Sister Pee Wee, she said she might get into politics eventually. Problem with Sister Pee Wee doing that is I wouldn't even bother with it due to the fact that, as I was going to tell Pee Wee, don't bother. I mean, the thing is look what's going on, okay? You got two factions going here. You have the Democrats and the Republicans, okay? Now, I've talked about this time and time again. And I'm going to break it down for you a little bit by little bit, okay? So my cousin and I were talking about Second Amendment. This rights to shall not be infringed, but Supreme Court can interpret it differently and strike it down. It's only a matter of time before they decide to do something like that or whatever. I mean, look, they want to strip same-sex marriage, gay rights, which, I don't have anything to say about any of the LGBT, but they want to strip abortion. They want to control people. What if they dissolve the thing about slaves, huh? I mean, Chloe was talking about that. Chloe, of course, doesn't talk about anything. She usually just, leaves me the hell alone. She literally asked me this morning about slavery. They did. Supreme Court demolished slavery. We'd have slavery back. It's like we're going backwards in this country. And this country is trying to be barbaric to the point of no return. They'd rather kill you off, as Pee Wee said, than help you physically. She said to me that she ended up in the ER, and then from the emergency room. I don't know her. I know her health history, but I'm not going to tell you guys. But in the end, she had to go to a specialist, and the specialist got her on only because she was in the emergency room. But she also said it seems these doctors, Lowell, wants to kill her, just like me, and that's one of the comments I said to her. You see, my family keeps talking about me going to Texas, but I won't go to Texas due to the fact that I don't want to go to Texas, due to the fact that I don't know where my health's going to be one day to the next. You know, and my cousin Dinky wants me to visit Oregon, but again, how can I guarantee I'll be around September? No one knows their date till it gets closer. No, the inflation going through the roof. That's one of the things I want to talk to you guys about. I mean, my cousin's like that people are not going to care for abortions because I've been reading the text overnight. Okay, off and on. I pause it and read and pause it. Let me just tell you, I'm not going to go into details. Okay, I got my own opinion, and my own opinion, basically, in my opinion, I'm going to keep quiet on it because I'm not going to be told basically that I don't know anything. I mean, literally, I was talking to Dinky about, not Dinky, I was talking about Pee Wee about it, and it kind of upset me to no end that, everyone's trying to make me look like I'm a piece of crap. And frankly, I told everyone, as Pee Wee okay, Pee Wee, let me tell you how I think I think Pee Wee thinks. Now, if Pee Wee ever emails me and puts in some comment about mayonnaise and the email or whatever that she sends me, I'll tell you what I think I know what Pee Wee's going to say to me. She's going to say that if I had visions and Biden winning and I had visions Kamala Harris was going to be chosen, then she knows, that there's a reason for it. Unfortunately, the problem is I think Pee Wee understands now that, on top of all this, I told you guys that things, I know you guys are like things with things are coming to fruition. I mean, look, me and Pee Wee told everyone, even Gail was warned, which is funny because I haven't heard from Gail in a long time. I had her email address. I actually emailed her a while ago just to check in with her, and I asked if she was okay. And that's my way of saying I'm checking in, because you don't hear someone, and you don't hear someone, and they could have died. I know she was not at best health. But a lot of people unsubscribed to my channel due to the fact that we weren't talking about the big topic, which was, inflation or stimulus. The thing is, if you look at the stimulus, okay, a lot of places were running out of food, right? They were buying big screen TVs. They were buying this. I mean, Gail and Pee Wee and several others said, "What are you going to do when you waste $1,300 stimulus dollars, 1,200 on a phone when you got to eat?" I mean, literally, they're basically really hurting this country, and I'm talking about the people. I mean, they say, "Oh, we're going to go over," not me, all right, but I know a lot of people out there that talk about overthrowing, just talk about overthrowing. So, thing is, let me just tell you, as I told Pee Wee, okay, I love Pee Wee dearly. I said, you can't overthrow the government because the government's got tanks, carriers, bombs, missiles, bazookas, rifles. I mean, literally, if they need to, they can probably call in allies to back them up too. So to me, it's basically something that you can't win. My mom said there's a lot of common sense, to be used, but at the same time, who's gonna listen to me? No one. But because the real truth is no one wants to listen to someone like me, but I forecast the election. Then I told Pee Wee before she decided, well, not she decided, her body decided to give her trouble. I want to basically not make an ass out of myself, by the way. Her body gave her trouble for being ill. By the way, sis, I'm praying that you get better. That basically what happened was, and I want to basically make this crystal clear, that I told Pee Wee, once this happens and the stimulus checks go away, people are going to be hungry for more. People are going to make videos on it to live off the vultures until people started seeing my videos less and less. The ones that basically came to my channel to be like, oh, this person's full of crap. But I started getting some messages on different streaming areas like Instagram and other places. I won't go into deal. And they literally stated that they were wanting to apologize to me because no one in their right mind realized the government wasn't giving them any more stimulus. They were holding on to a new stimulus, and and that is something that was interesting, as interesting can be, because they out of love, we're like, look, you were completely right on the money. And that is why I've been trying to teach Chloe the art of budgeting. I mean, you got to basically make sure you can live. And the art of not being lazy either. And I'm not talking about cleaning or whatever. I'm talking about the art of you need supplies, you go get supplies. You don't just sit and wait it out 3-4 days hanging out to dry during a rainstorm, I mean, there is coolers, there is backpacks, there are so many different things to protect the honest man or woman stuff. You just got to look at it, Yeah, and it's hard, It is literally hard. I mean, I love all of you, but you got to understand that we're going into a time that's scary, And people say to me, "Oh, it's going to get better." Really? You think it's going to get better? I told Pee Wee a while ago. I literally told Pee Wee a while ago, and she actually emailed me a long time ago saying, "Yep." Basically, I emailed her saying that they're going to come up with some new strains and new strains and new strains. Eventually, people are just going to say, "Oh, it's just like the flu," and that's what it is. It's just the freaking flu. Thing is, Chloe could end up with the flu, maybe, but you know what? The problem. I'm going to go get your. The problem is. Chloe's gonna get my newspaper. Chloe might want to hear this anyways. This part here before she leaves. I want her to think about it in the rain. The report just came in for the last 2 weeks on our island. There was 160 cases of citizens getting sick. That's a 10% of our population is infected with this virus. Yeah. And they update it every Friday, by the way. So. Technically, that's something I wanted to share with you. I need to check the comments because last time I checked, there was no comments, so All right, Pee Wee, good to see you. Sister, missed you. So basically, the Pee Wee's right. I mean, look at this. As I said in the beginning of the discussion, look at what I was talking about. Inflation, right? People say, what's more important, inflation or Roe versus Wade? I've been reading the Roe versus Wade thing, the opinion piece. Cousin told me to do it. But $6.39 for a loaf of bread, sourdough, by the way. Costed $6.98 for 2 cookies. Garlic bread was $4.79, and the tea box was $3.99 each. Now let me show you what the tea box is. I got some tea because I wanted to try some tea out in the evenings. Teas, my teas. I think Chloe's tea is this one, by the way. She's got a caffeine, allergic to caffeine, so she went with herbal tea, but still, she paid that out of her own pocket. So I bought 3 boxes. This was $4.79 for 6 breadsticks. I had 3 last night with my leftover steak. Let me tell you, I didn't think it was enough, for myself, because, it is. And then the loaves of bread, $6.79 for a loaf of bread. Now, milk's gone up to $6.99 a gallon, and yet Eggs this week are on sale, so if they're having an egg shortage, they shouldn't be offering 2 dozen eggs for $6. Unless Pee Wee knows the price of eggs are cheaper. Anyways, I want to share with you something real quick. I know people are telling me to quit reading the newspapers. I actually got mad this morning, actually. I usually read it before getting on here, but because of time restraints, I decided to get the spreadsheets done first. But front page, demands to protect abortion rights ring across Seattle. By the way, they had an article yesterday that was really interesting in the Seattle Times. You know what it was? Redistricting, more Democratic districting in Seattle. Like this, see? Trying to do gun control, as Pee Wee said. FBI, Buffalo, New York store shooting that killed 10 was radically motivated. Gun control. So basically, Idaho election mirrors national GOP divide. They're divided because they're trying to protect it. You know, I also like the business section. Hey, look, there's coupons. This is all they give in coupons now. They used to give a lot more. That was my other gripe. Coupon on athlete's foot cream, baby cream, and something I've never heard of. So you go figure, you know. But I do like the business. The Northwest one here, oh, look. Talking about Hatchery Trout. You know, Hatchery Trout doesn't eat that well, you know, but still, it's a trout at least. You know, I can fish. As Pee Wee knows, my fishing's been taken away because the government is giving the Native Americans the allowing to go for salmon and steelhead fishing, but they close up all coastal waters in Washington and Oregon. And by the way, Pee Wee probably knows this by now, California too. So, because the salmon and steelhead numbers are low, the Native Americans get to net fish, and we get told we can't fish till maybe 2023 for salmon and steelhead out here. Which, as Pee Wee knows, from my own mouth, as I'm her sister, it sucks. As Pee Wee knows, my hobby is fishing. I mean, I could go through the rest of this, but I haven't even decided to go through. Maybe after I do this amount of spreadsheets I need, I'll go and open this up. We can share some content. But let me show you this. $4. For $4, they better be giving us more coupons. But I emailed the newspapers. They say the companies want you to do membership cards and everything else I say for you. So we will continue the discussion of this later, you know, on the newspaper. Well, you were lucky to get 30 eggs. They're claiming there's an egg shortage because they killed off the newspaper, one of the papers. I think it was the New York Times, by the way. I love the Times. The New York Times, that is. They said, quote unquote, that they had to kill millions of egg-laying chickens because of something or other. Don't quote me on why. And because of it, you know, the problem is they had to kill those off. Now, you guys could probably sit there and say, oh, well, it's not that bad. It is bad. I mean, first they have to kill millions of pigs. That's why the price of bacon's up there in price, you know, unless you get a deal. I got a deal, you know. I got $10.98 for 3 pounds, so limit 2. So, and, you know, you got other things you got to deal with, you know. There we go. So, you know, but no, and, you know, and then people, you know, people are saying, well, you know, what's more important, inflation or Roe versus Wade? Well, unless they stop, okay, fueling the fire for Roe versus Wade, we're screwed. We're literally screwed, everyone. Yeah, well, I don't know about communist China, okay? I read a book called The Naked Communists, everyone. Pee Wee knows this. I talked about it. Out of 45 check marks to go communists, we've made 43 already. And this was the third in command of the FBI at the time, Leon Clausen, who wrote this. He was third in command under J.F. Coover. his boss was J. Edgar Hoover, and his job was to fight communism. J. Edgar Hoover's job, if you didn't know, was to fight communism. But when the Supreme Court says that the Communist Party can stay, the Communist Party of America can stay because it's under the First Rights Amendment, you get the idea of what happened. And they basically said you can't, but there are people out there. I was telling this to Pee Wee today. I think she said in her email to me, "Amen." Not in those terms, but thank you, whatever, because we were talking about one of the things is as long as the government keeps increasing the subsidies for housing, electricity, water, sewer, garbage, cell phones, and internet, people aren't going to want to work. I mean, last month, 4.5 million people retired. But rumor has it they didn't get to stay home, so they said, fuck it, and they left, The problem is look at the main big picture of what we're dealing in this country. I mean, literally, there's every month I subscribe to the welfare office and see in Washington to make sure, on Twitter, to see if they're going to expand it. Now, what they're doing is other states are giving tax incentives and lowering taxes for state tax refunds for income tax, whereas other states are just doing it in food stamps and the $1.9 trillion package that Biden has. Now, Biden's saying spend this money, and they're spending it in tax incentives trying to buy the vote. Problem is, it ain't working. You go this way. Picture Pee Wee, for example, right? She said it's I think it's $5.59 the last time she went to the pump. Okay, that's $5.59, right? Say her and her husband go through 100 gallons of gas for a month, okay? 100 gallons, let's just say hypothetically. $5.59 times 100 is $559. You give a tax credit of $1,200, say, or $1,500. That's 3 months of gas and it's gone. And if they keep raising the gas prices, that means that money's going up faster. Then what happens when they say the tax, what are they going to do? Complain at inflation? Thing is we're spending over $150 billion or more, 1/10 of $1 trillion, at least, for Ukraine. And yet, we're not, and that's just in the course of 3 months. We can't keep borrowing. Eventually, we won't be able to borrow any money. Same out here. There's more people on welfare than there anything. And with the new programs of 200% under the poverty level, you get free internet. Free internet, Pee Wee. That's the newest program. I was reading the New York Times the other day and Seattle Times had an article about free internet for people under the poverty level. I thought I'd share that with you if you'd be interested or curious about it, That's why I said to our loving sister Pee Wee in an email that the government doesn't care. They don't care. They'll just keep raising and offering more stuff to keep people at home. And Bitcoin's going down the toilet fast too. People are now seeing their money being disappearing out of Bitcoin and Diogi coin and whatever else, just because. I mean, we're in a time, in an era where it's not good. It is literally not good. A lot of people is scared. A lot of people are scared about the pricing out there, Well, yeah, there's a new phone program too. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was talking about. Track phone. They're trying to Verizon's trying to dissolve track phone to track phone. As I said in one of my videos, I know Pee Wee's half Filipino, but I don't trust Filipinos from the Philippines when they answer the phone 4 hours later on elevator music, wanting your debit card because you can't order a phone and you can't order or pays for track phone service online. You know, they're all happy to take your debit card, and I won't do it. So because of it, Chloe lost one. Chloe lost her cell phone. Yeah, well, I own this, okay? Think the government's going to try to track me or spy on me with this? Let me show you this, by the way. You think the government's going to want to try to spy on me with this? Doesn't even have apps in it. Doesn't even acquire apps. I chose this for a reason. I thought I did the right move. This I use for my Google Voice, by the way. Even though it's old and it fell and it cracked a bit, it still works. To me, it's fine. As long as the screen's not cracked, I'm using it. They've been pushing me to get a new 5G Motorola stylus phone, and I've been pushing to keep my flip phone. And I will keep using my flip phone until the flip phone's completely and thoroughly dead. Then I might just go with Google Voice because I don't want anything more. Google's basically giving free phones, free numbers, and free calls around the United States for free. But it's probably they're using it through Prism to spy on people. But I don't use the Google Voice except when Chloe calls me. And if they do call, what are they going to learn? This is the teas they got at the store, Rita. Would you like some? What are they going to translate? Rita's a tea drinker? I must be the most boringest person in the world for them to track. I don't have millions of followers on YouTube, so technically no one cares about my opinions and views anyway. So to me, it's it is what it is. And I love all of you. And because of it, people look at me and I must be the boringest person in the entire world. I love all of you. And I'm telling you, like it is. You got to be prepared. People will basically accept. Exactly. You see, that's why I chose the flip phones. I mean, literally, the government wants me, the county wants me to have a smartphone so they can tap in and see if I have the coronavirus. But if I have a flip phone, in fact, the newspapers are showing some new cell phone provider. I can't remember the name of it now. Chime or something, Cricket, something like that. They were talking about um, with flip phones for elderly. Now, I'm all for flip phone for elderly. Me, I think it's pretty damn cool, because that's how I am. Because I don't want to be spied on. So I chose that right to choose. But the government keeps telling me, oh, you need, no, I don't. And besides that, you know what I told the welfare office was saying, do you have your free phone? Because they know where my provider's track phone. I said, no, I don't have a smartphone. I use a flip phone. The lady was like, oh, well, we're in a new world. You might be in a new world, but not me. And you know how that went. They just did not like it. They're like, well, don't you know? As long as the flip phone works, you know, then I ain't changing. I am not going to change because these assholes want me to have a phone. Because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of these freaking dumbasses telling me what I can and can't do. So I was telling cousin Corey the other night, I just don't like them telling me, oh well, if you have possible cancer, then yeah, it must be coronavirus, and so you might need to, you know, submit to staying in. You know, and to me, I think it's a bunch of garbage. You know, in my opinion, I think it's the worst thing in the world. I tell you. You know, Pee-wee's right. They're trying to control the food source, and that royally sucks. People sit there and say, "Oh well, aren't you worried?" Nope. Well, aren't you really worried? Nope. Well, aren't you worried? Nope. I'm not worried because I don't give a damn. I'm worried about survival. Yeah, I never seen the movie. Yeah, well, they want to the thing is they want everyone to have a free phone. Unfortunately, Verizon, of course, wants to get rid of the free phone service. That's why they're basically screwing with track phones customer service to the point where half their website doesn't work. The other half of the time, the phones don't work. And a third of the time. And then the third time is trying to log into your account. You can't do it. I mean, you go to Down Detector, everyone. It'll tell you exactly what's wrong with the current track phone system. Like this track phone website down. Track phone is down right now. See? Currently checking for track phone. And then you read this is it down right now, In the comments, all the comments are funny. Or Down Detector. I think there's Down Detector. Down Detector, there you go. It'll tell you exactly. Mobile phone website, no signal is the problems. Last 24 hours. Mobile phones, 45% down. Websites, 32%, no signal. Hours wasted when you know the site is broken. I would be constrained to resort to a legal action in case my issue is not resolved soon. A track phone, he doesn't have Twitter, and thanks for the US-based supervisor. Track phone, I'm trying to transfer my service. Unlock phone. A person ring will let me activate my new phone from another provider. Having problems with this website. If you use desktop, computer, mobile app, seems fine. Net 10 will be receiving federal lawsuit and FCC communication via levels as tampering provoked via the router and AMP. Track phone chat won't work. Track phone because your service reps have no working phone. Yada, yada, yada. See, this has been going on since February. And now it's May. So you do the math, people. That means track phone sucks. Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing, Well, like I said, if there was a civil war, the army would quell it. They got more heavier weapons than us. It doesn't mean you can fight something. And so the problem with Roe versus Wade, everyone, and I'm going to break this down to you all, is Roe versus Wade was used. The Democrats had no way of winning. They never had a way of winning. But as soon as they pulled this leak out, which could be one of the other justices that leaked it, all of a sudden, or even the president found a way to leak it himself, all of a sudden everyone's fighting for women's rights are more important than your inflation rights, because once they do that, they'll take the dominoes effect will happen. That's why I was telling Pee Wee earlier this morning before I went to bed. Right, dominoes effects will fall and fall and fall. So there's nothing left. I mean, the Supreme Court decides that it's unconstitutional, we need slaves again. We have all the useless eaters might end up being slaves on the, I mean, think of it. Think of it that way, because we all need to worry about our survival, you know. They're using it as a distraction, but they're using it to power base the Democrats and Republicans that they know, you know. I mean, the newspapers is saying 96% of women want to control their own reproductive rights. Which is fine by me. I'm not going to have a baby. So to me, I support it. But at the same time, I do also support the fact that if you're raped, you shouldn't be carrying that kid for 9 months. If the woman wants an abortion for it, they should. The next thing is that the newspapers did also say that, if a baby that's brought into the world by force because they can't have an abortion because they were raped or incest, the kid and their incest would be deformed possibly. Two is the rapist would end up going into the poverty because it costs money to give birth to it. Remember that comic a long time ago in the paper where it said the Democrats, or not the Democrats, Republicans said, we're for pro-life, you can't kill the baby, yada, yada, yada. And once the baby's born, they're like, get a job, you lazy bum, get a job, you lazy bum, freeloader, get a job, Well, I only support abortions. Honestly, if a woman wants to have an abortion, it's her business. But I also support someone who wants to get rid of the baby due to the fact that they were raped. Because as everyone knows, a baby, um, how do I say this? A baby should not be brought in the world if the woman was raped. And there's enough problems with the rules and regulations of the Mormon and Catholic churches controlling who can adopt and who can't. So the baby could be adopted out, but at the same time, they're making it too hard. And that is what's really going down the damn pipe. I mean, that's how I see it. But at the same time, the government is what it is. It's like I was, they're basically trying to kill us off on two different fronts. One, the medical. Can't get help. Pee Wee and I were joking about that the other day, weren't we, Pee Wee? About they want to kill us off, lol. And then the second is the food pricing. And I, for one, I'm not happy about that. You basically are surviving in a world where, you know, and then on top of that, I don't agree also with the hospitals who are Catholic saying you can't get treated. The government pays to treat everyone. They took a Hippocratic oath. Now they're basically throwing it away for what? I mean, literally, that's the thing. Religion card in this state isn't played. They can't use the religion card here because we're open. You know, and that is what really sucks. So to me, it's just downright wrong. But the thing is we're not going to see a revolution. We're not going to see a civil war. We're not going to see an overthrow of the government because the government has the tanks. Well, maybe if you consider it that way, Pee Wee, then you can consider that it's a birth control. For the poor people and the ones that can't afford a kid. See where I'm going with this? Currently in 2022, the current rate for 18 years of child, 18 to 26, or from 0 to 18/26 is up to $1.3 million to raise a kid. Who's got $1.3 million in this day and age? Well, let me put it this way, Pee Wee. We're in the same boat. My doctor, as you remember, sent in a referral in July of 2021 for a specialist, or no, April of 2021, between March and April, the last stimulus, if you remember. And what happened? You remember. They said I'd be in August for a upper and lower GI. It's now May of 2022, so over a year, and they keep pushing it back. Two excuses is I keep updating my phone number. They say, oh, well, it's not that. Then I gave them my email. It's not that. Then their excuses, oh, we have to delay it because of coronavirus. It's not that. Then their excuse is, well, my doctor's in a different county and a different network. Therefore, they're discriminating that. Mm-hmm. Well, I agree with you. I mean, I could have cancer, As I was telling the viewers the other day, let me share with you this. Where's my pain? My pain's right here. I mean, literally, it's triggered by who knows what? Maybe stress? Whatever. I mean, I thought it was a cream of mushroom soup that triggered it the last time. So, even though you don't like Chloe, Pee Wee, Chloe did say you're in her prayers. I did tell her, your health thing. She says you're in her prayers. Which, by the way, what was it? Yesterday, was it? Yeah, I think it was yesterday and the day before yesterday. We had another troll, by the way, Pee Wee, saying in the comments about release their son, which was talking about Chloe. Chloe's mom, as you know, I've been in contact with her, and her mom would never waste her time on my YouTube channel, so we know that's a bunch of BS. It was a troll. But the troll found out, that I, quote unquote, told them this. Well, the damn wheel came off again. See, this is the problem is with this damn chair. I need to get a new office chair, but you know what? I have to prioritize the money. Everyone knows I got to prioritize the money. That's one thing I've been trying to teach you guys here on this channel. Prioritize your spending. Yeah, well, Chloe was asking the other day about cost of living in California. That's why I was trying to contact you with channel ideas anyways, because she's like, I mean, she's literally furious about the whole Mayo thing, she actually called me and gave the manager the phone. The manager told me outright on Google Voice, that it's an egg shortage. When I told the guy I can buy the same Mayo on Amazon for $4.15, his answer was buy your Mayo on Amazon for $4.15. There's an egg shortage. I personally think the guy was full of shit myself. I mean, literally. And let me just give you guys another example of why I think they are full of shit, because I think Pee Wee was watching my videos in the past. She didn't understand that I think the government's trying to take away mayonnaise and saying it's unhealthy to eat mayonnaise anyways. And that is something I am starting, like fast food's bad. Fast food's bad. I mean, if you look at the big picture, they're saying you can't live on fast food alone, By the way, did you see the trailer on YouTube, Pee Wee? Apparently, there's a release date for Cobra Kai season 5 now. Can't wait to watch it. They're working on season 6, I think, maybe. My sister Teddy Bear and I, we finished up all the seasons of Yellowstone. That was pretty fun. But anyways, I've been rewatching The Crown just to keep myself busy, and Rain, and Borgia and other things. I've also been writing in my journal, which I have to update again because, I figure I'm not going to update my journal until I get done with these spreadsheets because, frankly, as everyone knows by now, why update the journal if it's all on video? You know that's what I thought. So, wow, there's some problems on pricing. And literally, what we're dealing with is something wrong. So, anywho, the problem is you gotta look at pricing. And as I told Pee Wee, they'll go and extend food stamps longer to make sure people stay home, and et cetera, et cetera. So the problem is like I said, the the problems are big, really big. Bigger as big can be. You know, bigger as bigger can be. Oh yeah, I'll take your time. I'm still gonna be here. Oh, and Pee Wee, before you go water the plants, come here, come here. Boop. Look at that nose. Isn't that cute, everyone? That nose is just cute. Oh yeah, yeah. Go water your plants. I got Bun Bun with me. See, Bun Bun. Everyone asks what's in the cage most of the time when they come on, new subscribers. It's a bunny. See, the little Bun Bun. Little bunny Tufu, little bunny Ebony hopping through the forest, scooping up the field mice, bopping him on the head. Okay. Whoa, don't fall. Your brother might try to eat you. So, basic bottom line is you gotta look at the big picture of everything. I got club sandwiches to make soon anyways, so whatever I don't do today, I do tomorrow because I'm kind of semi-lazy. I might have a cup of tea with Chloe before we get settled and I read my newspapers. That's the next goal. I'm only doing the spreadsheets I can get done today and spreadsheets get done tomorrow. Well, tomorrow is Monday, as you know. I was going to call my father-in-law as well. Anywho, the problem is people are not worried about inflation. They're stupid. So unless inflation raises gas prices to $20 a gallon, no one is going to care about inflation right now. That's something I want to say. No one cares. Now, in red states, it might care about it, but it doesn't matter. The country's divided. It will be divided. What you need to do, in my opinion, to make this country better is to quit making this country divided. That's one of the things I want to share with you. You sit there and all you say is, oh, well, the country's great. The country's great, and people bitch about, oh, well, why won't people do it? People are saying that. No one's going to do it. It's because the country's fucking divided. You sit there and you complain about it. People don't care. You know why? Because it's divided. They divided the nation up. Let me put it this way. Has anyone ever thought that God divided the nation up to protect the nation? So you get a do nothing Congress and a do nothing Senate? So pretty much that's the way it is. I mean, you got one country doing something, another country doing something. You got me basically, reading, I'm going to sit down soon, have a cup of tea, And with Chloe, she probably wants a cup of herbal tea. I'll make up some tea for us, and we'll talk, about um, the news, because she likes me to tell her what's in the newspaper, anyways. But most times she doesn't. You know, she's it's the way she is. But once in a while, we get to you know, that's something I want to share with you. Is the you know Pee-wee's got land, so she can grow vegetables. But here we don't have land, so we have to buy vegetables. But Pee-wee's very lucky to have a vegetable garden. I mean, man, I don't think Pee-wee saw you on the video though. His little ears, nose. Point is I figured I gotta find my tea kettle because I want to have it prepared so I can actually boil up some water when the time comes. We got some dishes to do. We got 3 hours of this. The tea kettle's dry. There we go. So what I'm gonna do is I'll probably sit down soon, finish my spreadsheets that I want to do today, and then sit down, read the newspapers, and have a cup of tea as I read it. And and do more tomorrow. But right now it's not the time because as everyone knows, I go alphabetically in the smaller sets, and then I go from there. You know. So hopefully, you guys. All right, so it is what it is, as you guys know. So, but yeah, I mean, if you look at the big picture, everyone's having problems. And people say, oh, well, inflation. And the thing I see is this: as long as the news media outlet, as Pee Wee and I discussed, keeps fueling the fire, then no one in their right mind is going to get anywhere. That's how I see it. I mean, they're fueling the fire. When you open a newspaper up or you look at the front page, it talks about Roe versus Wade. They're basically, the problem is with Roe versus Wade is this: the Supreme Court could overturn it, and then the Republicans turn around and lose because the Democrat energized them because women's rights to abortion was taken away. Now, the Supreme Court could turn around and say, well, this is enough, we're redoing the entire opinion piece, and they will not strike it down, which means soon as the Supreme Court doesn't strike it down, they're screwed, right? Because the 5 Catholic judges can't do shit. They turn around and what do? They sit there and they say, oh, well, we can't strike it down again. But if they do strike it down, that opens the door for sex changes being banned, medical being banned, discrimination happening, possible First Rights Amendment taken, Second Right Amendment taken, same-sex marriages. You get it, the domino effect. Problem is if they basically turn around and overturn their opinion piece, they give a boost to the Republicans. Plain and simple. It's mathematics. Fortunately, Supreme Court might be just doing this to basically fuel the Democratic base because that's the only card they can play to help out to keep the Republicans out of office too. No one knows, but right now it's all in the air on theories. Now, I did have a vision recently. I can't go into details, but Pee-wee knows when my visions do happen, it's listen to me. Dad calls me the YouTube prophet, but I told Pee-wee, I love Pee-wee dearly, okay? And me and Pee-wee went round and round and round, we were like in debate mode, argue mode. She's like, but Donald Trump's going to win. I said, no, he isn't. Biden's going to win. She said, no, he isn't. Well, I said, yes, he is. Biden's going to win. The visions come to me. Well, 6 months before Biden was elected as president, we were arguing and debating vice presidents. I said, no, Kamala Harris is going to be. She said, no, Susan Rice is. I said, no, Kamala Harris is. And when Susan Harris, when Kamala Harris was nominated, I don't think anyone in their right mind at that point realized that the vision and the win was given to Biden. Pretty much simple. Pretty simple, everyone. Think about it. I gave you a warning what was coming down the pipe, even Pee-wee. When I had visions of what was going to happen after the presidential elections, I warned you. No more stimulus checks. You guys said I was full of crap. I said you're going to see a lot of stuff. Remember, I talked in my YouTube channel a while ago. I said when people keep sucking up with their food stamps, all the food. Remember, I told you guys the other day, I ordered 3 cases of ramen. That's all they limit me on 3 different websites. It's owned by Kroger. They're only allowing me to have 3 cases of ramen for the entire fucking month. Yeah. 3. That tells you right there. They're basically, now toilet paper, there's no toilet paper shortage. It's food shortages, baby formula shortages. The other day, Chloe goes and keeps me updating grocery stores. The other day, Chloe went to the grocery store and the damn frozen food section was picked clean. She said there was not much. She went to Safeway the other day. It was half picked clean. You do the math, people. I warned you. Pee-wee warned you. The famous duo sisters, Rita and Pee-wee, warned you. And look what happened. Shit hit the fan and you guys are all screwed. My mailbox. Remember, I got the camera at the door, sis. No one's going to be stealing my package. We know God basically gave the win to Biden, but only because God has a reason for it. We can't challenge the big man upstairs. Now, when you basically pass away, if God gives you a question, if you want to ask him, like I told you a long time ago, Uncle Donnie wanted to ask, when he died, wanted to ask who made God. You can ask why the election was stolen. God could probably give you a better answer than me, Pee-wee, because frankly, we know what happened. God told me Biden was going to win. Thing is then people say Trump's going to win again. The way things are looking with the Democrats ramming through this whole investigation. Yesterday's paper was, I think it was the New York Times. Let me see here. New York Times, yes, it was here. People are telling me not to read any of the papers. It's all fake news. Newspapers print everything in two sides, at least the New York Times. But I was reading the Times right here. What the panel is to help to find out about January 6th insurrection. With Kevin McCarthy, Scott Perry, Mo Brooks, Andy Biggs, and Jim Jordan. I mean, come on. Literally. Inflation is high. That's because everyone is sucking up everything and the supply demand's not there. Did you know there was an article in the business section? Let me tell you about the business section yesterday. I love the business section. It educates me on inflation. China may stand in the way for progress with the coronavirus, right? It says right here, China may hinder world's events to move past COVID. Basically, they're saying it says right here, everyone, Pee-wee's probably not shocked. Three quarters of China's in lockdown still, ever since it. By the way, funny joke. Apparently, North Korea ended up with the first coronavirus after 2 years. So, but three quarters. So, if there's 1.2 billion people in China, that's about 750 to 900 million people in lockdown, which means they can't get to the factories. They can't think. And you know what it says here? American factories that make things to sell cheap for American consumers are now raising the alarm. And then people say to me, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. The newspaper doesn't know what they're talking about. Really? Think I'm educating myself pretty damn well while stuck indoors. Why do you think I enjoy my freaking newspaper? Pee-wee's probably more supportive of me reading the newspaper. Now, hold on. Let me just make a joke here in front of Pee-wee. She's back, by the way. Welcome back. Well, what would you prefer, Pee-wee? Me spending my money every 5 to 7 days on a half-gallon of bourbon, or me reading the newspaper every day and educating myself for YouTube videos? You see, the bourbon gets me drunk, and I can forget about things that Chloe's done in the past, or I can educate myself with the paper. I enjoy the paper myself. Keeps me educated and not guessing, you know. I mean, look, as long as the newspaper keeps printing things like 2 days in a row, massive shootings, and, you know, that's a plea for gun control. Coronavirus is being put on the back burner. They're talking about Roe versus Wade. And way in the back of the newspapers is a freaking inflation problem. Inflation problem. Yeah, well, I know, but I'm keeping myself educated every day. That's the thing, Pee-wee. By the way, since you went to water your garden, you missed this. I brought out the baby. It's okay, you're not going to get hurt. See, I brought out the baby. He's got a face only a mama can love. So the other day, he was doing this, right, with his paws on my shirt like this, like he was trying to shred my shirt. And then he decided to be funny and bite me with those little sharp teeth of his with my shirt on. It hurt, but he didn't put a hole in the shirt. So, you know, that was like a no for him. Little guy wants attention, you see? A little guy wants attention. Yeah, he's doing fine moppy somewhere, probably by the door, waiting for Chloe to get back from my newspaper. Hi. Thing is I enjoy reading the newspaper over drinking. That's the thing. And I read the newspapers to keep up on current events. Due to the fact that current events needs to be noticed, you know. We can't basically sit under a rock, you know. But at the same time, I've learned that whatever they publish in the newspaper is true because they can be sued for basically putting something that's printed in the paper. So, online, you can put anything you want down. CNN can basically say whatever they want. There's nothing that can happen, you know, because CNN or Fox News or whatever can basically say it is. The TV, same thing. They can say what they want. But printed paper, they're under oath, basically, that they'll be sued if they print something that's false. And people say, oh, well, the newspapers are printing false things. That's left-wing media, you know. No, it isn't. I mean, if you read the Seattle Times or the New York Times, they basically break it down. 2 stories. They give you the pros, and then they give you the cons. And they give you one side of the story, why Roe versus Wade will be dissolved. another reason why it will stay, and they give you both sides of what could happen. And to me, I found that to be very good. To me, I found that to be very good. But you know how these people are. They're just like, oh, well, thing is I've done a lot of research, and I'm still reading the I'm still reading the newspapers to educate myself, because I haven't turned on CNN lately. I do get CNN updates, but usually the updates are pretty damning, and gun control or whatever, whatever. And to me, it's like it's wrong. It's wrong to read something and hear something else. And I just read my newspapers because it keeps me entertained, but it also makes me laugh because there's some articles in there that can help with inflation problems. I mean, literally, the truth of the matter of the inflation problem is what caused it: coronavirus. If you want to blame the president of the United States because of the inflation, you got a problem. Because think of it. Well, let's just break down the whole coronavirus problem. Okay, now I'm going to play devil's advocate here to a minute, possibly, but it goes like this. The truth is, during the coronavirus, people like me and people like Pee Wee, we were in lockdown. People like Pee Wee's beloved husband, Dan, was in lockdown. Couldn't work. They had to literally live on their savings and drain it while stockpiling what they could to live, to eat, and to make every dollar count. And now that the thing's over, Dan's probably working, more likely. But at the same time, Dan's a sweetheart, by the way. Problem is I'm just giving you guys an example of Pee Wee, by the way, because, Pee Wee had to make her food last. We warned you, stockpile, keep restocking the supplies, rotate, do what you can, and don't run out of food. Because, as I said many times over to Pee Wee and you guys, it doesn't end. You sit there and the chair fell again. See, this is the problem with the damn chair, I tell you. There. Basically, the problem with the whole thing is we warned you. We told you it wasn't going to get better. We told you to put your money where you can basically live and survive. Prices we told you were going to go up. We and I warned you that the prices were going to go up. We didn't know about Ukraine, but we knew something was happening. The reason for this whole devil's advocate is they say it's coronavirus. It is. It isn't Biden's problem. Biden's got the burden, but the problem is, look at the supply and demand. China's on lockdown. How do you get Chinese-made crap? Well, you can always leave China and put factories in the Philippines. I support that. Vietnam, Thailand, Japan, Europe. But no, we got to rely on Chinese-made crap. 2, food supply. Why is our food supply down and dead? Well, let's see. Pee Wee and I.
Didn't have New York Times.
All right, no problem. Thank you. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. When I get done with spreadsheets, I thought maybe we'd sit down. I'd read the Seattle Times and have a cup of tea. Maybe you'd like one too. Anyways, point is playing devil's advocate here. It's the Chinese. And then the fact that the workers, people retired, they don't want to stay home. They don't want to go to work. So they're staying home. So what happens? The docks are backlogged. Pee Wee's probably got a better answer to me on the docks in California than I do. But last time I heard, they couldn't move the supplies out. Problem is, you can't blame the government for a backup of coronavirus. You blame the government basically hiding it and everything else. But as long as the freeloaders stay home, there's not going to be anything being shipped out. And Amazon is delayed. Look at our mail system. It takes 8 to 12 days to pick the mail up here and send it off. It takes 8 to 12 days after informed delivery to deliver my mail. Postal Service is being killed off. The problem is the supply and demand is so high right now that everything happens. Now look what me and Pee Wee said in the past, right? Let's just talk about our past discussion for a second. Pee Wee and I basically said when they started talking about killing pigs by the millions because coronavirus and they couldn't get their stock to the slaughterhouse and slaughterhouses were shut down due to the coronavirus. Over 150,000 employees in the slaughterhouses around the country ended up with coronavirus. What happens? They got sick. They were quarantined. They were at home. Meat was backlogged. What happened? They had to slaughter pigs. And guess what? The government paid for those slaughtered pigs, but farmers decided because there's a pig shortage, we're raising the price. Picture chickens being egg-laid chickens. Had to kill millions of those for some reason. They didn't say, oh, we turned it into food. No, they just said we had to kill the chickens. Eggs are now up in price. Now, some people are monopolizing on the price of mayonnaise. We both know this. 2, they're talking about beef. There was a beef slaughterhouse problem. They had to kill some beef, too. Beef prices are expensive. Look at the picture. The government, as Pee Wee knows, is controlling the fucking food source. Kill off some of them animals, raise the prices to the point where only the wealthy can eat. We all suffer. Not to mention, because some of these places that require meats for their foods, like raviolis, cheeses, etc., now that's gone through the roof. Why? Because they know people are stockpiling anything that's not nailed down to eat. And in return, other people don't get to eat. You see where I'm going with this? So basically, the entire coronavirus has crippled this fucking country to the point where no one wants to work. Food stamps will be extended. They're now giving free internet. They're giving free cell phone service, as Pee Wee knows. They're pushing on the free phones. They want to track everyone. The government wants to get their hand in the fucking honey pot. Oh, yeah. I mean, exactly. That's the other thing. And on top of this, I just want to say with a heavy burden to our country, there is no factories except in China that makes the Tesla recharge batteries, apparently. Those batteries are over $10,000 to keep running your electric car. Detroit can, and then the computer chips inside the cars that, Ford's been cutting out their models. Jaguar, all these companies are cutting down their supply and demand or their makes and models of their cars because they can't get the computer chips. Look at video cards. They're made from China. Video cards are through the frickin' roof. If you want a basic onboard built-in video card that's built into the motherboard, say a crappy Dell for $500, you can buy that. But once everyone sucks up the Dells, there is no more. Not to mention, the computer chip shortage, which means that shorts phones. I mean, Samsung and Apple said they had to cut down their projections, and Apple's first year in the hole. They're not making money because of the chip shortage. Same with Samsung. And yet, computer chip problems. Yeah, they make auto repairs, but there's also computer parts. Since why do you think you can't find computers? Half the computers on the market are sold out, Pee Wee. China makes a lot of different things, not just car parts. Computer chips, most of the computer chips. Nintendo Switches are backlogged. PS5s are backlogged. PS4s are backlogged. Xboxes are backlogged. Why? All made in China. We wouldn't have this problem if we had factories outside of China. But China wanted to control the market. But now China's in lockdown. And guess who gets to basically be punished? The rest of the world, including the U.S., who relies on Chinese goods because the companies in America don't trust to pay an actual wage earner real wages for an American-made TV or radio. They just shipped everything to China for cheaper labor. And now these other people are having trouble. Yeah, well, the thing is once computer parts are getting harder and harder. Excuse me 1 second. Let me put it to you this way. Anything that's non-essential, you might need to wait on. Look at what I was looking at the other day. I needed some sheets. I needed some fleece sheets and some sheets for my bed. They went up through the roof. It's non-essential. So they're raising prices on all non-essential items. All non-essential items are being ripped through the pricing of no return, and it's not good. The people around the country has to put their. Why do you think I keep repairing the wheel on the chair? Because I can't buy a new chair right now. I could, but that would take away from everything. I mean, let me tell you a story since Pee Wee's here. I don't think Pee Wee heard this story, but I want to tell you guys it anyway. So the other day, I was telling Chloe we got a bill to pay, right? Now, Chloe, she's like, okay, we're paying the bill, right? She pays her debit card's on file. Now, you guys can sit there and say, oh, well, that's nice. I can pay the entire bill and it wouldn't hurt me. I'm not a thief, right? Pee Wee knows I'm not a thief. So what happened? Paid her part of the electric bill first, half. When I went to pay my electric bill in half, guess what happened? They charged me not once, 3 times. I called the electric company. I said, your computer program charged me 3 times for my half payment. Now we're in a green surplus with the electric company. I said, I want my money back. Oh, we can't do that. It was just a one-time error. I said, that's my food money for the month. They told me to fuck off and go to the food bank. See, this is how greedy these fucking companies are. Neighbor can fucking jack up a $1,600 bill before they fucking want to turn them off. But when I basically miss a $30 payment on the last part of my electric bill, they want to fucking turn it off in 3 days if I don't pay the fuck $20. Tells you right there, there's fucking bigotry in this fucking country and greed. Yeah, well, I have a gaming laptop. The computer, the laptop screen keys are all lit. By the way, it's my Christmas computer, which I'm going to be getting a new computer this Christmas. But anyways, the bottom line is, everyone, is the electric company didn't give two shits if I went hungry, as long as they had fucking extra money. But I basically told them I'd see them in court because I'm not going to have them discriminate against me by taking away my money and not giving me a refund. They said it applies to the next bill. But if I am going hungry, well, I can go hungry or go through two agencies or 3 agencies to get food because of it. I don't ask for help unless I have to. And that royally pissed me off to no end that the electric company could do that to me. You know. And everyone says, oh, well, it's not that big of a deal. It is when you basically have $180 stacked into the electric company next month, and you can't get that $180 back because of a computer error. And they admitted the computer error. They just don't want to get fucked. So I told them that if they have this problem next month, I'm going to be fucking taking it off auto pay and I'm suing their ass because this is fucking theft. They don't think it's theft. It's just a computer error. It's me. It ain't no fucking computer error. It's fucking bullshit asshole cunts that are doing this. And I don't want to deal with this shit. That's the thing. I don't want to deal with those shits. And Pee Wee knows I don't deal with these fart boxes if I can help it, because frankly, they're stupid and they like to steal. It's like the Filipinos. Give debit card and we can continue giving payment for Chloe, but for her track phone. But I said to them, well, what makes you sure you're going to fucking use my card for nefarious purposes? And what if I have to wait 4 hours again to fucking get a hold of you to do next month? The lady said, well, if you have to wait 4 hours, that's not my problem. Yeah, it is. I don't have to go through track phone. Fuck you, bitch. I mean, this is the country we're living in. Even the Filipinos want your debit card to steal, you know. Now, I know I have a Filipino that I love dearly, too. Sister Pee Wee's part Filipino, but Annie, you know. I talked to Annie's cousin Famila the other day, and she says, yeah, they're getting to the point where they're scamming even that for certain companies and doing that. I don't trust them. You don't see Famila going to work every day and scamming some American online for their debit card. No. I mean, some Filipinos are great, but these ones on the call center, they were just pieces of shit and thieves. Yeah, well, my thing is my auto. The thing, I don't think it was auto pay. I didn't have auto pay. I pay my bill online, so my card's on file, so I could just go online and do it. The problem I think Pee Wee was the fact that when I submitted it, that payment charged me 3 times. And they claim it's a computer error they're fixing, but they refuse to give me my payment. So I told them, I don't think it was auto pay because I pay it online every day. Yet, if I want to take off online bill pay, I can go and send a money order in, and I might do that next month. But the problem is the electric company currently is forcing everyone to pay their bill online unless you mail a payment to them via money order. And then you mail it in. They don't want anyone to walk into the payment center because that's closed. They claim there's too much coronavirus and they're not going to be getting sick. So the office has been closed for 2 years, which again, in my opinion, is just a bunch of bullshit that they're trying to control the entire fucking, and like I said in the beginning, you guys are probably sitting there going, they what? The problem is with that they're controlling everything, and I mean literally they won't let you even I mean the restaurants here you have to be vaccinated to eat, to sit in. They took the mask mandate on, but they want to make sure you're vaccinated. You know, that's why I think Chloe now. She's not vaccinated, but no one asks her anyways because they think if they ask Chloe, it's discrimination. It's discrimination, definitely discrimination. So they just leave Chloe alone. When it comes to Chloe, they leave her alone. It's funny. They literally leave Chloe alone. Chloe's one of those that they literally leave the fuck alone. Chloe walks in, they're just like, we ain't challenging Chloe. And like Chloe will be on the phone to me, she bought because I paid the electric bill or the internet bill on auto pay. She turned around and paid her half by buying me breakfast one morning, which was a good breakfast, by the way. Funny story, okay. She's on the phone in the restaurant. They know when Chloe calls, Chloe's basically asking what I want. So that was the first time I tried um what was that thing I call eggs Benedict, Irish eggs Benedict. And they were like, oh, okay, Rita wants this. Okay, we can do that for you. And Chloe paid and left. But the problem is when Chloe's on the phone setting up an order, the owner and I are friends. So the owner knows. And when Chloe calls, it's like, or she'll hand the phone to the owner and I'll be like, eggs Benedict. He's like, which one? And I'm like, oh, I want, whatever, or I want an omelet. And he's like, usual meal with omelet, gravy on the top, and side order biscuits. Okay, that sounds good. Problem is the government is, the states are basically saying, oh, if you're not vaccinated, you can't do anything. But, the problem is they're basically getting out of line. And that's one thing I was telling my cousin. It's like the manager. The manager emailed me. I asked her one question. My question to her was great. The wheel came off again. I gotta fix the floor again, it seems. The manager and I emailed because my cousin asked me Friday night to talk about chaining my trike upstairs. Manager said no. If you lock it up on the bars out there and it gets stolen, I'm not responsible. We don't have cameras. Someone might just pick it off and steal it, and you might never get your trike back. That's exactly what she said. There's no cameras in that area. To me, I thought it was really nice what she did for me. She just said no. You towed it up or don't tote it at all. It's like that one trike that the guy was trying to peddle for me. Fortunately, the battery, the thing weighed 750 pounds, and me and Chloe is not strong enough to carry 750 pounds up and down stairs. And Chloe said the thing doesn't turn at all. And by the way, the guy still has it. He can't sell it. People test it out and say it's a piece of junk. So, he messages me, and I'm like, dude, I don't want your piece of junk. All I wanted was a motor, but that's the thing. Motors and batteries are coming from China, and because they're sold out on electric trike motors and bike motors, everyone's screwed anyway to look at it. You see where I'm going with this? Okay. Much worse there in Washington. Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, literally, it is worse to the point where, let me tell a story. Okay. So the other day I was walking along, right? And this guy was smoking a pot pipe, right? There's two officers outside the sheriff's office in its next courthouse. I'm walking down. The officer that I know by first name runs up and says, Rita, where have you been? In my house. Do you come out? No. How do you get exercise? Treadmill 2 times a day. Well, what are you doing out this time around? Got to go to the bank. The manager wants a research statement, so I'm giving her a bank statement. Okay, cool, no problem. That's great. That's cool. Walking along. Guy gets the other officer arrests the pothead. But then Chloe's been picking me bourbon up all the time. So the sheriff shows up one day. I told the sheriff where to stick it. And I said, as long as I'm at home, I'm not in the emergency room from alcohol poisoning. Leave me the fuck alone. It's not his damn job to worry about me. My cousin, my family's like, oh man, at least they were worried. No, they just don't like the fact that Chloe's buying me bourbon and delivering it to me because I don't go out unless I have to. Again, but I just, it's like the other day, Mother's Day, they stopped by and said, we haven't heard, see, they're spying because they know when Chloe's buying groceries for me. So they're like, we didn't see Chloe buying any bourbon, but we understand that Chloe's bought 3 bottles of wine for you. Now, Pee Wee knows, because I love Pee Wee dearly, that when I buy wine, usually I don't drink much anyways anymore. I had to cut down everything, as Pee Wee knows, that when I bought the wine for my Mother's Day, celebrate the life of my mother. And because of that, funny story, because of that, I had barbecue ribs. That was something my mom loved, was barbecue ribs. I didn't have steak. Now I got like 12 pounds of steak in the fridge here. By the way, look at this. This is just 3 pounds right here. Look at this. Family stuff. $6.99 a pound. Look at those. T-bones. Thick too, by the way. I had cooked up one last night for leftovers. So I got like 2 packages there, 4 packages in the big freezer. But still, it was on sale, so I couldn't pass them. And the bag of shrimp, which looks like I'm going to have to eat them soon before I get the freezer burnt. And then, I've been living off of Salisbury steak meals and mega meals and the mega bowls and stuff, But yeah, I mean, I got steaks and I got more steaks, and Food Bank gave 1 pound of hamburger. You know how it is with them, and pork chops. But My point is I got shrimp I bought too. I got more shrimp in there. I got 3 hams and 3 turkeys left. I got plenty of canned goods. I've been rotating them out. We're good to go. And to me, I've been living off of what we have here to cut down on food costs because it's getting expensive. And I've been replacing when I can find a deal on the canned goods that I need to replace. Fortunately, I can't find everything, but still, So I bought 3 bottles of wine for Mother's Day. It took me, what is it, 4 or 5 days to drink 3 bottles. That tells you right there I'm not a drunk. But I drank those because it was in memory of my mother. I finished up Friday night. Port, by the way. Pee-wee knows I like ports or sweet wines. But still, sheriff shouldn't be basically being hobnobbing and nosy of what I'm doing, Thing is, these fucking people are being fucking rude and violating people's privacy by knocking on their fucking door. I didn't ask for it. I'm here. I'm alive. The only way I'm not going to be alive is when they get called in and Chloe calls and finds me dead. And then the coroner comes in. But I'm alive. I'm basically surviving, and I'm going to survive. My thing is I'm tired of these fucking jackasses telling me what I can and can't do. That's the real problem here is they're like, oh, well, you're. I mean, oh, they're just worried about you. I don't care. They can go on YouTube. They see I'm on YouTube. I'm fine. I mean, literally. Now, I've put personal boundaries in, as people don't know, for Chloe. Chloe's in her room. When the spreadsheets and YouTube videos are done for the day, I will do some more tomorrow. Problem is, I'm doing what I can, when I can, how I can. Yeah, that works. Yeah, well, the problem is I have Ziploc bags for that. It's just Ziploc bags are like $10 for a box of $10 for a box of 25-gallon size hefties. They ran out of regular Ziploc bags, so I had to buy what's available. And yes, Pee Wee, just so you know, I'm going to share this with you. Most people don't know. Once a month, Chloe goes to Walmart. Once a month, Chloe goes and does something off island that keeps her busy so I don't have to do it while I sleep. But as long as the state doesn't basically ban this, I'm good. They're trying to ban it. It's what the Indian reservation said, making it so the Indians can't even sell. Indians are trying to fight back, saying that they're losing half their revenue because they're trying to force the Indian reservation to go. The federal government's actually going to get involved. The states tell people they can't do tobacco products. The states are going to basically get an earful from the Indians because tribal nations need their money. What are they going to do? Build more casinos? What if they ban casinos eventually? Because the Catholic Church, the Catholic Church and the Catholic judges could turn around and overturn the Native American crap too. Oh, good. I'm just gonna talk. It's fine. But you guys get the idea. She's gonna clean the kitchen. At least I'm giving her some entertainment and food for thought as we talk. But no, I mean, and as I said, I came across a diary note right before Christmas. I didn't mail to Dinky. You guys are probably sitting there going, oh, well, it's probably nothing. Actually, it was interesting. Let me tell you the story. So it basically stated my gripes at Christmas time, which you guys weren't around Christmas time, but it basically was a story goes like this. I was minding my own business. I went online to secure some meats for Christmas. You guys are like, okay, cool. And what happened? Well, problem is the government is in this state doesn't want people partying even during coronavirus, so they turned around and they banned large meats. So you go to the grocery store, you can't find a giant turkey. They're telling you you're stuck with a certain turkey of a certain size. Now you guys can sit there and say, oh, well, that's cool, that's great, that's cool. No, it ain't. When it came to prime rib, for example, they limited the prime rib to 8 pounds or less. They didn't have 20-pound blocks like I'm used to. when Chloe was on the talk with the meat man said it's because the government doesn't want people partying. Therefore, you get what you get. Now, I know Pee Wee's listening from while she cleans her kitchen. But not Chloe, Pee Wee's probably sitting there calling it bullshit. Yeah, it is. It is BS that it happened. They basically made us get like 8-pound hams. They didn't have full hams. I had to go through a couple connections I have from. Hold on, I feel like I did throw up. Before you guys ask, it was hair. Somehow hair piece got into my throat. The worst thing in the world is to get a piece of hair in there. Ugh. A little hot water goes down the right way. It's fine. Problem is, thank you. I didn't throw up, but I did hack up a lung, so you guys can know that that was, the hair. Nasty. Okay. Anyways, yeah, so let's just get down to business, So, anywho, gotta get my glasses on again, sorry. So basically, the bottom line is, when it comes to the meats, for example, Christmas time, I read it and I remembered it. I mean, they literally basically, that's why I left the note. I didn't send it to her because that was the start of the new book and I couldn't find the new book. It was hidden. So I didn't say anything about Chloe, just talked about foods. And so, Christmas sucked and New Year sucked. And then I started a new one recently with the new book. So I was like, okay, cool. And I realized that this is, I'm trying to put together a journal documentary type book of whatever. So you can read my book if I can get it published. I'm looking for a publisher. I told Dinky to use it for retirement. That talks about me being who I am and how I am stuck, quote unquote, in a house being regulated on everything that's, everything that's done. I mean, that was an idea I had. The first journal was filled. The second, apparently Dinky hasn't finished the first journal. And I'm still trying to finish up the current letter I have. I got to send Chloe to get stamps. That's the other thing we need to get is stamps. We're running low on stamps again. That's why I'm trying to stretch out the letter as long as possible. Stick stamp on it, send it up mail. People say to me, oh, aren't you a cheapskate? Well, yes and no, ma'am. I'm a cheapskate. Oh, I'm a cheapskate and I know it. Jokingly, of course, but you guys get the thing, It's still gotta, so that's something I wanted to share with you all. So once I get done with this, I will have a cup of tea, spreadsheets, and then afterwards I will read a cup of tea and newspaper, and then I will start cooking up once the kitchen's clean, my club sandwiches. And when my club sandwiches are done, I put toothpicks in them, and I'll have club sandwiches for dinner just because I can. You guys could probably sit there and say, oh, well, it sounds tasty. It is tasty. Thing is, I had plans for Sunday night to be club sandwich night, Monday night too. My main thing is I just want to get things done, But I wanted to talk to you all, as promised, on spreadsheets because I'm not done yet. And yet, I know you guys all love the spreadsheet updates anyways, and I can talk about, other things. And Pee Wee, of course, I think is enjoying it due to the fact that, she's cleaning and, and etc. If Pee Wee has an idea or a suggestion while she's cleaning, she can always run back, post in the comments. And so I'm glad she's listening to me today, but you guys got to realize, me and Pee Wee warned you. We told you this shit was going to hit the fan if things happen this way. But you guys basically didn't listen. The food stamps kept coming in. He kept pushing for a retroactive stimulus. I basically redid the math. It would have cost about $13.9 trillion. Remember, I know numbers. Problem is, you guys basically don't care. You guys are only after a free new TV. Thing is, I told you to invest your money and stimuluses in food, not TVs. What you guys do? You guys are suffering. And now, because you guys are getting extended food stamps, no offense, Pee Wee knows where I'm going with this, you decided to screw over the people. You can sit there and say, oh, we don't screw over people. We're nice people. Really? You may be nice people, but you screwed over the people. That's why basically there's limits on food. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the problem we have. You guys sit there and say, oh, well, it's not a problem. It's great. Really, it's great. So you think it's great that, you guys suck up all the food, jack the fucking food prices up, and then other people that wants just basically to survive can't survive because you're all fucking greedy assholes that have to suck up everything because you fucking want it to be you to survive. Then your grandma and grandpa ends up dead because of it, or your elderly mother and father die because you guys can't support the fact that you sucked up all the food and they can't get anything. I mean, think of it. Frozen foods sold out. How greedy is that? Hmm? Me and Pee Wee, we've learned the art of surviving as sisters. And we warned you this was going to fucking hit. I said this after the last stimulus check. I said, hold on to your supplies. What did I do with my stimulus check? I spent it all on house goods to survive a whole year plus. What did you guys do? TVs, whatever. Chloe's last check went for a computer. She needed it, but still, at the time, she could have waited. But no, fine and dandy by me. Now look, last stimulus check. A lot of people are hurting. We all made foolish decisions. And now, supply and demand of TVs, video game systems, PCs, laptops, desktops, cell phones, anything with a computer chip, hard to get. Anything else, hard to get. Meanwhile, who's suffering? We, the people. That's right. Average Americans are suffering literally, and then you're bitching about how we need to dissolve Roe versus Wade. If you basically think Roe versus Wade is going to be dissolved, they use this as basically thing, as hubby would say, watch the birdie while this hand does something else, or watch the birdie while this hand does something else. I mean, think of it. You're basically going around and basically screwing yourself over, and because of it, you didn't listen. I mean, we warned you what the hell is going to follow us. We didn't get put on a railroad cars yet, but you know what? It's still freaking screwed, man. I just love how you guys sit there and how you sit around on your ass, no offense, and you turn around, plain and simple, and complain. Inflation, like I said, if you read the newspapers, is about the coronavirus. China's in lockdown. People even agreed, China, we rely on China too much, but at the same time, China screwed themselves. Meanwhile, the whole world's screwed. Meanwhile, we got a fuel crisis, which is not our problem. We went to war with Ukraine, which is our problem because it's our tax dollars. But it's not solving the fuel crisis. If these greedy bastards want to freaking do their job proper, they need to give us the proper numbers of what it costs to refine a gallon of oil to a gallon of gas and refine it to the point that the employees get paid. Because if they keep basically, gallon of gas back in my day when I was in the 80s, it was like 77 cents a gallon. So where's the price go? Excuse me one second. Where'd the price go? You do the math. There we go. Where is the people going? What is the people doing? Thing is inflation's through the roof. Why? It's because of the coronavirus. People sucked up everything, and now people are hurting. And then, because of it, grocery stores think they can raise prices on everything between eggs and meat and everything else. Chicken's gone up, beef's gone up, pork's gone up, lamb's gone up. Hell, I was shopping the other day online for some basic stuff at Walmart. They raised it by $1 to $2 a can. You tell me, where's the justice? Oh, well, they're going to make a living. And people say, no, they don't. The problem is that they're raising it because of the supply and demand issue. Supply and demand's low, prices are low. Supply and demand's high, prices are high. Truth of the matter is, the truth's in the pudding. Literally, you sit there and you say, oh, everything's great, really. Why is Jim Beam so expensive? They had a fire. There you go. And you guys say, oh, well, it's not that bad, really. Then don't drink, the thing is, people are turning around currently, and they're cutting corners. That's the thing. Elderlies are getting sick and then dying. And because of it, you guys sit there and don't think about the other people. That's the problem. The other people. What's wrong with the other people? The other people are sick and dying because of lack of food. Because everyone's sucking it up. Do I need to remind you all? Hold on a sec. Oh, damn fucking hair. Don't know how hair gets stuck in the mouth, There. Okay, I'm feeling better now. So basically,
keys I need to get to. Oh, here they are, laundry room. I'm doing our laundry.
Well, thank you. I'm on YouTube for a few more minutes. So basically, thank you, Chloe. Laundry day, I guess. 6 weeks, 7 weeks later, laundry's being done. Anyways, enough about joking about laundry time. Okay, I've been wearing the same sweats and pants for so long, and when payday comes, Chloe always goes to the thrift store, finds at least 2 shirts and 2 pants, and I wear those for a week each, and then they basically start to stink, and then, we got plenty of laundry detergent. But the point I'm making to you all out of love is the American people are suffering. The American people are suffering. Chloe knows I got sacks of laundry, and the thing, I could probably go for 6 months if I had all the laundry done. I've provided quarters after quarters after quarters. She's realizing we got to get this, also we have an inspection coming up again. Discrimination, but still. The Pee-wee is actually washing your floors, baby. Otherwise, I would bring you and show you that. Give you a moment of discussion, too. Has anyone realized dog food and pet food went through the frickin' roof recently? You guys could probably say, oh, well, not my problem. I don't own a pet. Thing is it's gone through the roof too. I mean, all these people turn around and they're bitching about the pricing. Excuse me. I mean, I'm at the point in my life where I'm tired. I'm tired of explaining to people that some people don't know what they're fucking talking about. Plain and simple. You know? That's the thing. I'm not going to do that. All I know is we're living in hell right now to the point of no return. Everyone says, oh, well, it's not that bad, really. It is bad. You guys just don't want to see it that way. You guys just want to sit there and say all is gravy. The problem is it isn't all is gravy. It isn't gravy. It will never ever be gravy. And look at what's going on. Electric companies screwing you over. And taking your food money and everything else under the sun. I, on the other hand, think it's a bunch of bull crap. I find it disturbing. I mean, that's how I see it, But you guys can sit there and say, oh, well, it's not that bad, really. And then you get these people, let me just talk about that, are trying to scalp you on eBay. The eBay scalpers are being reported left and right for raising prices. I mean, I know exactly what's going for what. Like, let me tell you a story. And Pee Wee's cleaning, so she might find this funny. So the other day, I was browsing on a forum, and people said, just keep looking. They're great people. They say, just keep looking, boss. You'll find what you're looking for. So I kept looking, found an item on eBay, messaged the guy, and I said, hey, why are you trying to charge something that's going for $300 right now for over $1,000? He said, because I can. I said, you ain't selling it. Well, guy posted on the forum about the complaint. They said, you're right. They're right. They can do what they want, but they're not going to get a sale. Well, anyways, this guy turned around and says, I need the latest and greatest new fly rod, and I'm charging it for the current fly rod price. It's a good fly rod. Like, I'm going to be paying $1,200 for a used fly rod. Nope, not going to happen. So they lost business. I've contacted some other people, and I've actually emailed a guy, and I said, what are they worth used? Not nearly that. Fly rods depreciate as you use them. These guys, they're just trying to scalp you to rip you off so they can buy the latest and greatest one at the cost of you. Mm-hmm. I thought that was the stupidest thing in the world, people. Literally. You're not going to go and rip me off because you can. Plain and simple. I'm not going to be played with. Mm-hmm. This is what you got to look for, That's why I don't use eBay much anyways, but still. Chloe, on the other hand, didn't realize, that happened, but yeah. I mean, literally, Chinese-made fly rods are getting harder and harder to get a hold of. So, yeah, I emailed my cousin the other day, and I said, hey, what Chinese, American, because they're harder to get a hold of. And when they break, you usually get a 1-year warranty on some of them. And that really does a number on people, They're just like, oh, well, it's life. It's not life. It's called the art of ripping someone off, And I, on the other hand, don't want to see someone ripped off. I'm always trying to protect other people too, and it's hard, So I had to put boundaries in for Chloe, and sometimes she gets mad. As like the other day when she cut her foot, and then spent my money on a first aid kit, which I didn't want, but I guess it's price to have the laundry done, right? Mm-hmm. My boundaries are once I get my spreadsheets done, I have a cup of tea and read the newspaper, but my spreadsheets aren't done yet. Once that's done, I will start making club sandwiches and I will call my father in law tonight because I want to check in with him and I will go from there. But my main thing is I'm tired of, you know, not being told I don't know anything because frankly I know more than most people, you know, and I'm tired of it. I'm literally tired of people telling me I don't know anything. I don't know everything about Chloe's life, but then again, I'm not looking for Chloe's life. My motto is, it is what it is. Here we go. Getting down to the bottom, I'm actually doing alphabetical. So it goes A to Z and I'm on V. So that tells you right there we're doing good progress today. So, anywho. But it's a small price to pay, like I said, for a first aid kit. She cut herself in the bathroom, woke me up screaming. And by the way, I sleep nights. Days, I mean, sorry. So she woke me up while she was in the shower. I asked her what's wrong. I gave her hydrogen peroxide, some uh what do you call that? Alcohol swabs, and she cleaned herself up, gave her some paper towels, went down and bought a first aid kit, which she used up the last first aid kit. This one she got a first aid kit for 25, so it should be fine for a while. I told her just to go buy a box of band-aids, but I guess we could use a few other items. Can't complain there. Comes in handy. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I know exactly what you meant. By the way, dishwasher still working pretty good, Pee Wee. Your advice was really well worth it. Which, because it's 8 o'clock, I might as well basically see what needs to be washed. So we got pot and pan and then some other stuff. Chloe might come out here. We got one, two, three, four, five trays that need to be cleaned. That's been sitting dirty for months, for a month. And every time I put them on the garbage can, they drop. But still, a month of dishes, 24 hours of dishes. I know what you mean. Well, let me guess. I gotta say this out of love, Pee Wee, since you're washing dishes and listening to me with full volume. I assume, my dear sister, that your quote unquote dishwasher, you can't get a new one because all of them are made in China. Right? Am I right or am I wrong? I thought I'd throw that in there for a little fun. Yeah. I had a problem with the dishwasher a while ago. I had to drain it, clean the filter, wait 24 hours, let everything dry inside, and then everything was just working peachy dandy. So for 2.5 years, this little dishwasher has been a blessing. It goes out, I'll buy a new one. I'm not going to go without a dishwasher. And you know what? The neighbors, they're still complaining about the noise. Oh, the noisy. I'd see that state inspector when he sees a freaking dishwasher in my place. I'll be like, yeah, so what do you want? Got a freezer and a dishwasher. They work just fine and dandy. A freezer's like, what, 15 years old? I think. It's kind of funny. But it is what it is. How it is. Yeah, but you recommended I spend $250. It's been a good little investment. Only thing I can't complain about is it raised our bill like $20 a month. But you know what? It's better to do that. We rinse everything off, and which reminds me. Let's see. This is clean. All right, hold on a sec, everyone. You guys are probably curious real quick what I'm doing. Pee-wee knows exactly what I'm doing. So I put the dishes away real quick. Didn't take too long, everyone. Wow. See, this one didn't dissolve properly. Well, we'll get this fixed. Give me a second. Done and done. See? Yeah, well, that's you. Me? I just turned on the old dishwasher here. So, Pee Wee recommended one a long time ago, by the way. So, it's been a blessing to have. So, currently, I have 7 spreadsheets left to do for today. I'll count them up for tomorrow. So, I just want to get that in. So, I washed everything in cookie sheets except for I scrubbed them out and they could fit in the dishwasher and put 2 or 3 in at a time. So, uh, that just leaves one to soak, which has got barbecue sauce from the ribs I made on Mother's Day night. Which, as you can see, it's been a week sitting on the stove, so it's time to get that clean. But it's all good. Garbage was taken out recently. Recycling was taken out finally. It was pretty cool. So it's all great. So I can understand Pee Wee's concern about the water bill. It would be on my mind too, conserving. I can always email me with my phone number. I have unlimited minutes, so if you ever want me to call you, I can always call you when you're free. That's something I can do. If you can't get to YouTube because you're busy, I can do that too, sis. You know how it is. I gotta get your address again so I can send you a Christmas card and stuff again. But just I didn't put you in my diary or my whatever. So I got 2 spreadsheets left, by the way, everyone. So once that's done, I'm out for the night because I got to sit down with a cup of tea. So that's what's gonna happen. It is what it is. So good to see you, sis. Like I said, you have a good night. All right, so all right, so last spreadsheet, peeps. And then I'm off to club sandwich making after I read the newspaper. I'll put you too. And then it is, count up the total for tomorrow. I was doing laundry, so I figured I'd just do a quick load of dishes. Love the sound of it too, by the way. 'em. All right, so done there. Then I got to do a count real quick. Count how many I got to do. That doesn't take long. I just count out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19 to do in the next week. We got this. So, anywho, with that said, everyone, you guys have a good evening. I will be back tomorrow between 6 and 9 p.m. Pacific time to do another video update and give you updates what's going on, how Chloe's doing on the cleaning, how we're doing, and we'll talk some more. So please add and subscribe. Please post comments. Please leave feedback, suggestion at the like, subscribe button. It's also funding for your family, including your dogs, cats, your bunnies, your service bunnies, and your service dogs. Thanks for watching, everyone, and God bless you in everything you do.